Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors Dynasty here on College Football 25. And man, oh man, are we hyped. If you missed last episode, make sure you go back and watch it. It was the national championship game, and it may legitimately be, and I'm not even trying to like overhype it or just say it for saying it, it legitimately might be the greatest game of college football ever seen in human history. I mean, it's back and forth. It's got drama. It's got complaining from me mostly. It's got suspense. It's got action-packed scoring. It's got defense. It's got everything that you could ever ask for from a football game in that episode. So if you go back and watch it, you haven't already, you need to, because that game is absolutely insane. And I'm going to spoil it right here. So if you haven't already, 3, 2, 1. Go back and watch it. We won the national championship. We redeemed ourselves. Unfortunately, it wasn't against Penn State, who we lost to in year number 2 in the national championship game, but we got back. We won it this time. It was awesome. I really thought we were going to go 0 for 2 in national championship games, but we do it. Finally get one here in year number 3 of the Dynasty, and we can send Cam Barfield to the NFL with a national championship ring. So I'm super, super relieved that we got the championship. And now all we got to do is build for another one next year. So let's get into that with the off-season episode. If you're going to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. And let's go say goodbye to some legendary players. We pick up right where we left off in the end of last episode, the end of season recap with our top stories and our staff moves and all that kind of stuff. Let's move to the next week, because we already took a look at All-Americans. We already took a look at stats, all that kind of stuff in the last episode. We actually get a 3-star commitment, 2 3-star commitments after winning the national championship. So that adds to the class. I don't even remember scouting those guys, if I'm being honest. But here it is. Players leaving. This is where we say goodbye to the greatest player of all time, Cam Barfield. Nobody's going to the draft? At least nobody early is going to the draft. Let's go by position. So Alonzo Barnett, I say goodbye to you, sir. You were a great starter. Well, you were an okay starter for us last year. We brought him in after year number 1 in the transfer portal. He was our Band-Aid fill-in quarterback until we were able to find one, which ends up being Leo Van Dyke. He got us to a national championship. It wasn't his doing that got us to the national championship, but he was the quarterback of that team. So he graduates. I wish you the best, Alonzo. At running back, I mean, this... Oh, why? Why, God? Why do you have to do this to me? Oh, Cam Barfield will graduate, and the disrespect never stops with Cam Barfield. Just graduation, not NFL draft, round number 1, pick number 1? I mean, are you kidding me? He better get drafted when we simulate the draft results. There's absolutely no way that a man like Cam Barfield does not get picked up by an NFL team in the draft. How could you not take him round 1, pick 1? I mean, he's the greatest player to ever come out of college. Let's just be real. He's the greatest player to ever play college football, regardless of position or side of the football, offense or defense. But we have to say goodbye to him. I'm so sad, man. Oh, he's been so good. He's been amazing. Okay, well, we start a new era. At wide receiver, we lose Ashlock, who's been here since the beginning, along with what's his face. All these guys have been here since the beginning. Cam Barfield as well. But Ashlock has been one of the most consistent receivers we've ever had. And he now graduates. Devon Austin graduates. Alex Perry graduates. And Jermichael Bankston, who didn't get much playing time, but he does graduate as well. The disrespect on some of these players is a little bit out of control here. No draft results for anybody? Tight end, we lose DeJuan Walton and Devin Taufea, but that's not the biggest deal because we have good tight ends. Anyway, no left tackles, no left guards. 2 centers, Ethan Spencer and Zach Sawyer. Okay, I think Zach Sawyer was our starter. Right guard, we've got Dylan Davenport, and then right tackle, we've got Christian Perry. So the right side of the defense or the offensive line takes a little bit of a hit, but the left side does not. Left end, nobody. D tackle Mo Amanode. I don't even know who that is. I don't remember playing him at all. He must not have played, but he graduates. Shaquem Claiborne, I remember him. He graduates. No outside linebacker. Vaughn Tagaloa Lee, I do remember him as well. He was a pretty solid middle linebacker for us. Didn't get a lot of play time because we had a couple guys ahead of him, Tyreek Tate, Evan Johnson, who played a lot of sub linebackers. So Tagaloa Lee got on the field a little bit, but not as much as he probably wanted to. No right outside linebacker. Corner, Fabian Ross and Elijah Palmer. Two of our best corners we've ever had with in terms of just pure interception numbers. These two guys are goated. So we do get one guy that's potentially going to get drafted, and that's Fabian Ross. But Elijah Palmer, just graduation. No free safety, no strong safety, no kicker, no punter. It's not as bad as I would have predicted it to be. We obviously knew we were losing Cam Barfield. That's not a shock at all. But if we take a look at the career numbers for Cam Barfield, he finishes his career with 603 carries, 4,100 yards even, which is just insane. 66 touchdowns, an average of 6.8 yards per carry. He's a god. He's a literal god on the football field. And he leaves us. Receiving numbers, Ashlock finishes with 114 career catches, 2,100 yards, 11 touchdowns. He was a great player for us. He was a stud. The career numbers for everybody else, as you can see. Defensive numbers. Fabian Ross finishes with 11 interceptions in his career. Elijah Palmer finishes with 17 interceptions in his career. Absolute beasts, those two guys. And Tagaloa Lee, here he is, not getting a lot of play time, but we just had the guys ahead of him. Kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. Let's go take a look quickly at the records. Did we break any records? We didn't break any career national records. That's okay. Did we break any season records? No, nothing in a season. What about game? No, okay, so we're kind of getting disrespected here. What about in the Pac-12? Well, first Mountain West. Nothing in the Mountain West in a game. Nothing in a season. We probably don't count for this because we moved on. In the Pac-12, we do have Cam Barfield with the career Pac-12 rushing touchdowns with 66. Season, he also gets the rushing touchdowns in a season, which is 38. Oh, no, wait, what? This is national. Did I completely pass over him the first time? I thought that I named him. He gets it in the Pac-12 as well. And then in a game for the Pac-12, we don't have anything. But we can take a look at Hawaii and see if... I'm assuming Cam Barfield's going to be there for Hawaii, obviously. So we have, in a game, nobody. Everybody's just a real-life person that we didn't break any record for. In a season, it's got to be Cam, right? Cam's got to be here for a season. And he is. Cam Barfield has the most rushing yards in a season in Hawaii history. He also has the most touchdowns in Hawaii history. Interceptions in a season, Walter Briggs still holds it, but I'm guessing a career is going to be Elijah Palmer if I had to bet some hard-earned cash. And it is. Elijah Palmer with 17 career interceptions. Barfield has touchdowns, obviously, and he has rushing yards. So there's still some work to be done if we want to get all of our guys on the record board. Or in the record books, but there's a few right there. So let's go to the draft results, see if the disrespect stops and Cam Barfield actually gets drafted. Caesar Anelli, a 3-star corner, has committed to Hawaii. He wants to come play for the national champions, as you would expect. Do we get any drafted players besides Elijah Palmer? Or not Elijah Palmer, Fabian Ross. Round 3 for Fabian Ross. And they do draft Cam Barfield. This is still a little disrespectful. Round 6? I know he's 5'7", 190, but did you watch his film? I mean, he was goated every single time he got the ball. But at least he did get drafted. So he's going to get a little bit of a payday. Not a crazy payday being round 6. We are still waiting on a round 1 guy. I don't think Landon Sims is a round 1 guy. We're still waiting on a round 1 guy, but that's going to help us in terms of recruiting. It's going to boost up our pro potential, whatever it's called. So we'll move some of these guys up the board. We have a pretty solid recruiting class. We got a lot of guys added to this board. We've got some 3 stars on here. We've got 1,050 hours to work with. As far as transfer portal goes, is there going to be anybody that wants to come play for the Buckeyes? Not the Buckeyes, for the national champion Rainbow Warriors. No top transfers want to come play for us, unfortunately. DJ Lagway's in the transfer portal. He already transferred from TCU. Now he's moving to another school. Oh, DJ, you need to figure out what you're doing there, big dog. Caleb Bryant is transferring. Is there any like big names, like super super big names? It doesn't look like. I mean, this dude from Clemson's a decent name, but nobody wants to come play for us. We're locked out on everybody here in the top of the board. That's kind of unfortunate. What about in top classes? Where do we sit right now? We have the number 8 class in the country with 4 4-stars, 4 5-stars, 9 3-stars. Are we going to be able to get anybody? Who's interested in coming here from the transfer portal? Only 2 guys are green targets. What about this? We only have 2 people in the transfer portal that want to come here. I guess we're going to just go away from the transfer portal then. If there's only 2 guys that are both 2-stars. That's kind of crazy. All right, we will not use the transfer portal this year. We'll stick with this. All right, so out of everybody in the class, who's still available? Let's see if we got anybody open. It looks like everybody's taken at least in any state. What about the recommended? There were still a couple of guys here. So there's some 3-stars available. There are some... I thought there were some 4-stars available. So here's all the 4-stars and 5-stars. We got all those guys already. It looks like just 3-stars are available, and they want us to go after wide receiver like crazy. I mean, I don't think we need wide receiver necessarily, but it says that we do. How many wide receivers have I already brought in? Only 2. Geo Starks and Jalen Peters. All right, well, I guess I'll put a couple on the board and see if they're worth my time. Are they going to be fast? Are they going to be fast is the question. You got to be fast if you want to play for my school. So we'll put Van Trice Radley on the board. We'll put Quentin Boyce. And we'll put... Who's the next guy that we'll put here? Let's see. How about Terry Byham? Terry Byham. We've already got Steven Kranchik coming to the team at running back. We could probably use some corners now that we graduated too. We already are bringing in 2 in Brian Games and Caesar Anelli. Chad DeChristopher, he's a JUCO sophomore. I don't know if I want to bring him in. I know we already have him on our board, but him being a JUCO sophomore is kind of annoying. Jermaine Shembo, he's 5'11". Rashawn Hack, we'll put him on there as well. What about outside linebacker? We have Jorge Chavez coming in. There's Caleb Kipper, but he's a 2-star. I'm not really looking for 2-stars. Glenn Dennis, maybe? The D tackles aren't amazing either. We'll go with John Haggins. He's 6'4", 324. That's a decent build. Decent build. We've already got some centers on the board. We've got Tremaine Locombo. I'll put him on there. I think those are going to be the guys that we can go after. We don't have to go after everybody. So we've already added a few guys to the board. Let's just get these wide receivers out of the way right now. Let's see if they're worth my time. 85 speed, not worth my time. Van Trice. What about Quentin Boyce? 83 speed. Sorry, Quentin. Not worth my time. And Terry Byam, he's got 89 speed. Sorry, all of those wide receivers are garbage. There's got to be wide receivers that aren't garbage, right? There's got to be. There's just got to be. What about... I'll put these guys on here. Somebody's going to have to be speedy. I'll put Ben on there as well. Let me scout these. Okay. One of these guys is going to be good. 90 speed is okay. It's not like mind-blowing by any means. Okay, Skylar Overhauser. Hardly know her. 94 speed, 91 excel. He doesn't do much well other than just run. But I'm interested in that. 85 speed. Bryce Wicks can't play. And then Lidke, 92 speed, 92 excel, 73 catching, 78 spec catch, 85 agility. These two guys are okay. I think we're gonna take Lane Kunalik and move him off the board. Although he doesn't look horrible. He's got better release than the other guys. We'll go after all three. We'll see what happens. What about these corners? 86 excel, 84 speed at corner. I don't like. I like to have my corners be fast, although Rashawn Hicks might actually have some, so we'll keep Rashawn Hicks on the board. I think I'm going to take Jermaine Shembo off. How about Glenn Dennis? 3-star outside linebacker. He doesn't look horrible. I've seen worse. John Hagens, 85 strength at D-tackle is kind of cool, but he's not very fast. He doesn't have good awareness. I'm going to take him off the board. Tremaine Locombo at center, or Locombo. His awareness is also super low. We might keep him on there. The rest of these guys don't look too good, do they? We'll offer scholarships to these guys, though. These are the ones that made it through the tough process of initial looks. We'll see if we can bring these guys in. I'm not sure how many receivers I want to bring in. I think I want to bring in Skylar Overhauser, but the other two, I don't know. Not 100% sure. So let's start just chucking points at these guys and make sure that we can get them all in. If we have any points left, we'll start throwing some visits around. But let's get... How good are these corners? Are these corners fast? 91 speed's pretty good for Brendan Freeman. So we'll toss some points in. What about Chad DeChristopher? He's the JUCO sophomore. I don't really want a JUCO sophomore. Sorry, Chad. Especially if Rashawn Hack is coming in as well. So we'll send him away, and we will put hours on all of these guys. Put 50 on it. I'm glad that we're starting to get so good that we are getting a lot of hours in recruiting. That's going to help us in the long run, obviously. Put all these on that, and then I'll make sure that I put enough on Skyler. 6'2", 195. He's pretty solid. And we'll go with everybody. I mean, we can always cut these guys after a year if we think that they're not going to play well, but might as well have them here now. It'll, if anything, just help the recruiting class possibly get top 5. So that's 65 on everybody. Now we can start tossing visits everywhere. So let's start with Skylar Overhauser. We're going to get him on a week 2. And we're going to hope that he likes championship contender. Let's see. Rashawn Hack, we're going to get him on a week 2 as well. And he's going to do campus lifestyle. Hopefully he likes that. These other guys, we already know what they like. So we'll get Charles Hassenauer. How good is he? He's a quarterback. He doesn't look horrible, actually. We'll do championship contender for him. And we only have 75 left. Clay Cleveland, we'll get him on a week 1 for championship contender. That leaves us with 35 hours. So I guess we will just move on. Move to week number 2. Let's get moving and shaking. Week number 2 of recruiting. We get Charles Hassenauer, so another quarterback added. Clay Cleveland has committed, and Brendan Freeman. So 3 stars have committed to the program. Skylar Overhauser is second. Penn State is in the lead. You tricky, tricky little booger. How do we get you to commit to the program? Penn State is in full effect here. We might have to go super hard sell on him, but our grades do not necessarily match up that well. I'm a little bit worried that Skylar Overhauser does not commit to the program. He might just choose Penn State anyway. We'll try the hard sell. He likes probably this one to the house. I mean, that gives us a B+, a B-, and an A. I'm going to try it. It's not the greatest sell I've ever had, but I'm hoping that it can do something. We can also toss a little 25 action in there. So we'll see if we can take over Penn State, but it's going to be a battle to get that It is going to be an absolute battle. So we can uh we'll keep on Rashawn Hack, Glenn Dennis. We can maybe schedule a visit now. We'll get him on a week 3 and possibly do championship contender. What about Tremaine Locombo? We can't schedule a visit just yet. We can do a visit for Ben though. We'll get him on a week 3 for again championship contender because that seems to be what everybody likes, and we are good at that, luckily. So let's simulate another week. I'm a little bit worried about Skylar Overhauser. He might not commit to his Penn State, might just be too much of a force. And he does commit to Penn State. The one guy that I wanted out of the receivers, he commits to Penn State. I kind of assumed that was going to happen. They just had too big of a lead too late in the game. That's tough. Okay, he was a good player too. He had the 94 speed. His release wasn't great, but I mean he's a good player. We're just going to lose out on him unfortunately. Luckily, we've got these other 2 receivers who are fairly good. Oh, that's not the right one, but I already scheduled a visit, so oops. I clicked the wrong button. Tremaine Locombo, we'll get him on a visit as well. We'll get him on a week 3, and we'll do championship contender. Thankfully, everybody likes that. And that's all the visits we can schedule. So I guess at this point, we just we either hard sell or we just kind of ride it out. I think I'm going to switch the hard sell on Rashawn Hack. Switch to a hard sell on Rashawn Hack. So if we go over here and we pick, not that one, this one to the house, we'll hopefully get decent on Rashawn Hack. We'll toss a 25 on him, and then Glenn Dennis, we can switch to a hard sell. This one, I mean, everybody likes to the house, apparently. Everybody likes to the house. Which, unfortunately for us, is not our best grades. This one's again to the house with Tremaine Locombo. We don't really need to even switch on him. Nobody's going after him. Same thing with Lane Kunalik. But Ben, we could probably switch. And luckily, he doesn't like to the house. But our grades for him are probably worse. I wish he would have liked to the house. Hard sell. What is he going to like? It's going to be this one. Football influencer. A, C, and B is not ideal. USC's trying to make a push for him. We'll simulate another week and see what happens, man. I don't know. This one's going to be a little tricky. This one is going to be a little tricky. We're still in the lead for Ben. What about now? Week 4. How's everything looking? We are leading Ben. We're leading on Kunalik. Locombo should commit. We're taking the lead on Glenn Dennis and Rashawn Hack. I think Rashawn Hack's going to say no. We've done everything we can. We've switched to a hard sell. I guess we could maybe soft sell too. We're probably going to lose out on Rashawn Hack. I don't think there's anything else that I can really do for him. We're just going to have to hope and pray that he chooses us. Ben Ledke, he commits. Glenn Dennis commits. Lane Kunalik commits. So 2 more wide receivers. But Rashawn Hack chose Virginia Tech. I kind of guessed that was going to happen. That's tough. We do get a level up, though. That's cool. 10 more points. That's a little bit tough. We lose out on 2 guys that I really wanted, but we just didn't get them quick enough. All right, so we already know the dev traits for a lot of these guys, but I'll go over them again since it's been a while. Kevin Hawker is impact. Star for Ryan Miersma. Star for Richard Starks. And Kranchik. Normal for Geo Starks. I just realized we had 2 Starks on the team now. Cornell Bynum has impact. Elite for Jalen Peters. Normal for Duggan. Impact for Sawyer. Cole Pounds has impact. Impact for Scruggs. Impact for Hemingway. And Thomas. Star for Chavez. Normal for Games. Elite for Bryce Piersbacher. 3-star gem left tackle. That's huge. Impact for Caesar Anelli and Charles Hassenauer and Clay Cleveland and Brendan Freeman. Normal for Glenn Dennis and Locombo, and impact for Kunalik and Leidke. So elite on one of those final guys, which is pretty awesome. That left tackle. Overall, pretty solid class. And we finish with number 8. We finish with a top 8 or top 10 class, number 8 in the country. We're going to have to go after more 5 stars next year to get a top 5 class. That is for sure. That is for sure. All right, let's change some of these athlete positions. We only have four of them. So Charles Hassenauer, he's a quarterback athlete, but he'd be a 65 at the position. We could turn him into a running back, a tight end at 6'3", 199. That's interesting. Currently, our tight ends are Angel Raymond, Connor Cross, Anton Lastly. I don't like that name. And then our two freshmen, or our freshman Carlos Sawyer. And how much speed does he have? He's got 89 speed, 90 excel, 89 agility. That probably plays pretty well, right? Yeah, he'd be the fastest tight end we'd have. I think I'll switch him to a tight end. We don't need him at quarterback, obviously, because we have Leo Van Dyke. He's not going anywhere. So we don't need him at quarterback. I think I might turn this man into a tight end. He goes up to a 67, so we'll see how he plays there. Usually we change wide receivers to tight end, not quarterbacks, but whatever. Maybe he's Tim Tebow. Joe Hemingway is also a scrambler archetype. He's a 72 quarterback, and that's about the best he can be. Although he can play a little outside linebacker. At 5'11", 187, that's a little small to play D-line. I don't really want him to play D-line. How good is his defensive stats? He's got 86 jumping, which is pretty cool. 93 throw power. His accuracies are actually pretty solid. Maybe we just make him a quarterback, because that's pretty good numbers right there. What about his defensive stats? His tackling's a 64. I like him at quarterback. I like him at quarterback. He's a 72. We'll put him there. And then we've got Cole Pounds, who is a power rush archetype. We can put him at left end, or we can put him at power rush right end. I think 6'6", 288. That's a big dude. We're going to put him at left end. He's a 70 overall there. I think we have one more, right? Yeah, one more. Eric Scruggs, also a power rusher. He is a right end, probably. Or maybe we could put him at outside linebacker. He's a 65 at those positions. He'd probably be better at left outside linebacker, so we'll put him there. And that is all of our athletes changed to their new positions. So Leo's obviously going to be our quarterback. I can't wait to see if he goes up to a higher overall. I hope he takes a big jump in overall in the training results. We got Mike Alejado still here. Then Cornell Bynum, the freshman. So Hemingway most certainly is going to take the red shirt this year. Cornell Bynum probably takes the red shirt as well, because we've got Stephen Abbott and Devon Ricks. I think we only need to go after one quarterback next year. We don't really even need to go after quarterback in recruiting, but I think I still will, just for the fun of it. At running back, Kranchik will be the #1 running back right out the gates. I don't hate that. I guess we'll see what the training results do, especially for Keelan Streeter, because he's going to be our replacement for Cam Barfield. Very similar player. But maybe Kranchik. I mean, Kranchik's got 90 speed and excel, and he's got the power to back it up. He's got 88 break tackle and 88 trucking. He's like a combination of Barfield and Landon Sims, so I'm very excited about him. Then we've got wide receiver with Matthias Felix, obviously. I'd love to see Matthew Bliss take a big jump, but we've got Geo Starks coming in. These two guys as true freshmen are going to be freaks with 93 speed, 96 excel, and 95 speed, 93 excel. What are their releases? Because that does matter. He's got 85, that's jumping. 79 release for Starks and 77 for Peters. That's pretty solid. Nothing too crazy. And then Fetu Mama is going to play a little bit. These guys down here are going to wear the red shirt. But they can all play pretty well. They can all play. And I don't really like 88 speed for Fetu Mama, but it's not going to matter that much. So it'll be fine. And then at tight end, we've got Angel Raymond. Hopefully takes a big boost. We've got Connor Cross. Carlos Sawyer, who's going to be a big-time player for us, and same thing with Charles Hassenauer, the converted quarterback. On the offensive line, we're looking pretty good here. We've got a senior left tackle. Jason Rymiersma, I'm excited to have him play next year. And then Piersbacher had the elite dev, so we'll probably have him wear the red shirt. Left guard, we'll probably have to recruit some guards next year. Center's looking pretty solid. And then, actually, we got a lot of right guards, so we can just convert one of them to left guard. Maybe we do that now. Let's turn Sharif Thomas to a left guard. He's a 65 over there as well. So that gives us, yeah, that gives us a little bit more depth on the left guard spot. We could probably even turn another one over there if I wanted to. What about Nate Mouty? That's the wrong thing. Nate Mouty. Apparently, I can't turn him in. Let me back out for a second. It might have gotten messed up for a second. There we go. Oh, nope, wrong thing. National Signing Day. Don't need to go to that. If we go to position changes and then back to the guards. Okay, now I can make position changes again. I don't know. It must have got messed up when I went into him like that. So Nate Mouty, he goes to a 72 at left guard. We'll switch him over there as well, just to give a little bit more depth to the guard position. Mouty's a little bit better there. And then we got Hawker going to start right away at right tackle. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. True freshman right tackle starting. I mean, he's a good player. Ramon Funk possibly getting the start at left end. I like that, along with Laga and Ollie Sweet. I think Ollie Sweet's going to take a big jump. At least I hope. I hope he takes a big jump. D tackle, we're looking good with Jamichael Powell. Although he's a senior this year, that's going to make me sad because I like Jamichael Powell. We've got Jason Bailey at outside linebacker. We've got Tyreek Tate, who's a senior. Alex Trejo. We got some good some good linebackers in general. I'm excited for the development of these guys. Richard Castro's a senior, so is Jamai Otis, who made a big play in the playoffs. I remember that. But we got some decent players here. Alani Yo's got 90 speed, 90 excel. We got Makana Meyer still here as a senior. I'm a little bit scared about that. But Mafulo Tulele, we got Clint Lanier. We need these guys to... we got a lot of freshmen here. I was going to say we need these guys to take a big boost in training, but they're not going to because these guys aren't going to get it. So it's just going to be these two, possibly, and then these three up here. So our cornerback room is going to look a little bit sketchy maybe this year, but we are getting faster at least. We've got multiple guys over 90 speed. Their coverages are decent. Hopefully that works out for us. We've got Matthew Sherrills, the veteran safety, and then Evan Johnson, still going to play a little bit of... he's probably going to play mostly outside or sub linebacker, so that will allow Rashard Starks to start right away. Then our kicker problem, we've got 88 kick power for Brian Christmas. Wow. Schoonmaker is more well-rounded. He's got 79 kick power, 79 accuracy, but 88 kick power for Brian Christmas. I guess if we need somebody just to bomb one, we'll just bring in Christmas, but I hope we don't need that. So those are our position changes. I'll keep everybody else where they are, and we will move to the next thing, which hopefully will be training results. Got to see them training results. 4,000 XP, that's huge. Absolutely massive. Are we a whatchamacallit? A motivator? No, we're only a recruiter. Interesting. Let's see. Upgrade coach skills, we got 20. I guess we could try to get into motivator. We're already maxed out on recruiting, so we don't need to worry about that. We have gone into scheme guru a little bit, or at least into tactician, I should say. But let's get into... yeah, we haven't started even going after this, so let's get into this a little bit here. So we'll start spending a little bit into motivator. Maybe we can eventually turn that into... it's going to take a lot, but we're going to turn that into motivator as our main thing so that we can get a bunch of XP. But it's going to take a minute. Training results. Sherrills is our highest overall player at 86. Interesting. At quarterback, Van Dyke only is an 84? Really? All right, whatever. Although Stephen Abbott, what's his dev trait? He's got impact dev. Van Dyke, I think, has elite, right? Yeah, Van Dyke's got elite dev. His skill caps are not that... there's not that many. His quickness is already maxed out, so he's as quick as he'll ever be. But his accuracies can be uncapped. So Leo Van Dyke's got the potential to be a beautiful quarterback in terms of throwing accurate. That's what I need. I need a quarterback that does that. So are we in the training results here? Okay, here we go. Training results. At running back, Boyd goes up to, or stays at 77. All these guys, Streeter went up 1, so it looks like he's going to take a little bit more time to play, which is fine, because we have Kranchik, who's going to start right away as a true freshman, so I'm fine with that. Matthias Felix is an 85. Matthew Bliss goes up to a 71. That's okay. He's still going to get a lot of play time. Fetu Mama's a 72. Siaki Tufeli is a 78. Very interesting. He wasn't even on my radar, really. And then Loeffler. He's a 73 now. Tight end, we've got Angel Raymond only a 70. Connor Cross 72. Some of the guys that I want to be better are not developing as quickly as I need them to. Rashawn Dwyer's a stud. Offensive line's developing pretty well. Ramon Funk's an 83. 84 for Ollie Sweet. That's what I wanted. I wanted him to jump to number 1. So he's going to be our starter, along with Nick Steed. Okay, very interesting. Defensive line's in a good spot. 85 for Jermichael Powell. What about out here? Outside linebacker Jason Bailey's an 84. Trejo's 82. Tyreek Tate's probably going to play a little bit more. Although 89 speed for Alex Trejo, I don't know if we can pass that up. I mean, 78 for Tyreek Tate. We probably got to play Trejo, I would think. And then Jemai Otis jumps over Alani Yo, but Alani Yo is probably going to get a little bit of play time because he's got 90 speed. I don't know how you could not allow that. And then at corner, we didn't really get a lot of good boosts. I'm a little scared about our cornerback room. We got 3 guys with 99 change direction, though. That's kind of weird. That is kind of weird. We're probably going to get cooked through the air again, but that's just what happens. Evan Johnson's only an 80, but he's probably going to play a little bit of linebacker. Kickers stay the same. Punters stay the same. Okay, so not a great training boost, but it's still something. Still something, that's for sure. And then we get encouraged transfers. Do we have to cut anybody? We have too many people on the roster? Yeah, we have 92 out of 85, so we got to cut some people here. Who's going to get the axe? It's not going to be a quarterback, I don't think. At least not this year. Gone are the days where Mike Alejado is our fastest quarterback. I mean, Devon Ricks probably could get cut, honestly. He's a 72. This guy, Joe Hemingway, who we brought in this past class, this current class, is already better in almost the most important ones. He's already as fast. I'll come back to Devon Ricks. We might cut him. I don't know. Not going to cut a running back. Can't cut any wide receivers. We probably could cut a tight end if I wanted to. I might just cut this guy just because I don't like his name. He is 6'5", 223, though. That's a big body at tight end, but we already have a big body in Angel Raymond. And Sawyer is also 6'5", 237, so let's just cut him. I don't like pronouncing his last name. Left tackle, no. Left guard, no. Center, no, probably. We do have to be a little bit more stingy. You got to cut some people. Probably somebody here. Zach Klaus? It's probably Jamel Savea. Yeah, sorry. He's a junior redshirt, but he's going to get cut. And then got to cut somebody here. Probably Emmett Saylor. Yeah, we'll cut you. 68 overall with 68 speed. Nothing too crazy. 4 more guys. Got to cut somebody on this one. Probably not Afa Masaga. Maybe Alex Ibrahim. Probably not Cole Falk. Yeah, let's cut Alex Ibrahim. He's going to get cut. 3 more people. Don't want to cut anybody here. Don't really want to cut anybody here. Trent Choice. I remember recruiting him. And I'm not cutting Caesar. He's got a legendary Hall of Fame name. I can't cut that. So maybe we don't cut anybody there. But we could probably cut one of these guys. Maybe Everett Chestnut. I think Loper's a little bit better, so we'll cut Everett Chestnut. And then at corner, Mitchell Madden's got 91 speed with decent. What's his awareness? 57. His man coverage is 71. He's a zone corner, though. 81 zone coverage. He's probably worth keeping around. Mafilota, Clit Lanier. All these guys are going to stay. It's really just down to Mitchell Madden if we want to cut him, but I don't think that I do. I don't think I'm going to cut Mafilota Lele either, even though he's got 89 speed. Nobody there. I'm not going to cut Kai Shirley. Oh, no. I might need to cut the quarterback then. Devon Ricks is going to get cut. That leaves us with 1 guy remaining. Who's the final guy that's going to get cut? The worst player that can get cut is Antoine Binns, but he's going to stay. Then you've got Brian Boyette. Let's go back to D tackle for a second. So we've got Brian Boyette. 80 speed is pretty cool. Greg Bradbury. Jackson. 77 overall senior D tackle Jackson. Tui Jackson Mageo. I think. But he's got 94 awareness. I don't think I can cut anybody there. I think I'd probably have to cut a defensive end. And it might have to be off of Masiga. Or off of Masaga. 75 speed, 78 strength. Yeah, it's probably going to be a Sony off of Masaga. I know he's from Hawaii, but he's going to get cut. And we will move on to, we're not going to custom conferences. We already revived the Pac-12, which is the conference we are currently in right now. We're not going to change anything else. I do want to make sure that every conference is playing the right amount of games. So they're playing 8. The Big Ten is playing 4. We need to change that. They need to be playing 9, like they normally do. The Big 12 is playing 4. They're going to play 8 or 9 probably. Conference USA is playing 7. Mid-American, the MAC is playing 8. Mountain West playing 8. Pac-12 playing 5. We need to bump that up to at least 8. Maybe 7. We'll bump it up to 7. SEC is playing 8. Sunbelt is playing 8. I think actually I am going to move Sam Houston out of the Pac-12 because I want to play them. Although if we play 7 conference games, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so maybe not. We don't play everybody, obviously. I think I'm going to swap Sam Houston, move them out because I want to play them every year because I want to get my revenge on them because they beat us twice. So I think I'll move them. What conference were they originally in? I don't even remember. I'll probably move them move them to Conference USA, I guess. But we need to put a team in the Pac-12. Who's that team going to be? Do I want to take somebody from the SEC, maybe? The Sun Belt could be cool. What about the Big 12? I mean, we could obviously move like Arizona back or something like that. The Big 10, we could take one of the teams originally back, but I don't want to ruin the rivalries or anything. ACC's got a lot of teams. We could just take Stanford back. That might be pretty fun. I mean, they don't really belong in the ACC anyway. Let's take Stanford back. Move them to the Pac-12. All right, there we go. So now we can just schedule Sam Houston without having to worry about if they're going to get put on our conference schedule. Then we can renew that rivalry. And I think this is a good conference. I'm fine with the teams in it, and I'm fine with everybody else having their conferences. We made sure that we switched the games. We are playing... Oops, it got switched back. We'll play 7 conference games. That's correct. Make sure everybody else is playing the right amount of games again. Oh, no, the SEC needs to play... Oh, no, they're going to play 8. They don't... Big 10 plays 9, that's right. 8... 9... And then the ACC has 8. And then we're back to 7. Okay, perfect. So we are good to go. We're playing 7 conference games now. That makes me feel a little bit better. We were only playing like 4, I think, last time. Actually, I guess we could take a look, right? Or actually, no, we can't. We've already passed that. I was going to say we could take a look at the schedule or the standings, but now at least we should be able to play a correct amount of conference games. It must have got messed up when I swapped the conferences. Didn't even realize. Okay, so our custom schedule for year 4, we're preseason rank number 11. That's kind of disrespectful for the national champions. Okay, this is much better of a conference schedule. We're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 conference games, exactly how I wanted it. Perfect. So at least we're playing some conference games. But we are not going to play a FCS Midwest team. That's just not going to happen. Who are we going to open on the... Let's open on the road open against Cincinnati. I don't think I've ever played against the Bearcats. But we've got to schedule Sam Houston here somewhere, so probably New Mexico State, maybe? No. Let's take away UCLA. We don't need to play them. Who cares about them? Let's schedule Sam Houston if they're available. There they are. Get our rivalry game in. And then we've got Auburn here. We don't have a bye week at all until week 11. Let's take away this game week 4 against Auburn. I think I'm fine with that. How many home games do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not a lot of home games. It's not a lot of home games, especially because recruiting is going to be pretty brutal. I mean, we have week 7 and then week 9 against Duke. And I guess week 12 against BYU. That's 3 home games. That's pretty brutal. That's pretty brutal for visiting recruiting visits, especially if we're going after a bunch of 5 stars this year. That's a little tough. We'll have to make it work, though. The generated schedule was not very kind to us this year. I mean, I guess I could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11 games. I guess I could just take away this bye week that we have right here and add another home game. Not many options, but we should be able to play. I don't really want to play a tough team because we're late in the schedule. That could really hurt us, I guess. I guess we can schedule. We can schedule Boston College, and hopefully they're not ranked. But that at least gives us another home game to possibly have. So we only have 1 bye week. That's a little bit tough, but we need the extra recruiting recruiting visit. So did it save? It did save. Perfect. Okay, we need that extra recruiting visit for a home game, so we'll add Boston College in there. And then that'll be the end of the episode because I'm going to go and set up the recruiting board off camera and get all of the things set up for the next episode. I guess we can take a look at preseason All-Americans if we have anybody. So national first team, nothing. National second team, nothing. The disrespect is pretty prevalent right now. What about Pac-12? We got to have something here, right? Jamichael Powell makes first team. Matthew Sherrills. Second team is Matthias Felix. And that's at 3 preseason All-Americans? The disrespect is on another level. I'm going to go off camera, get the recruiting board set up. I will get the red shirts done. I'll do the depth chart. I'll do everything, get everything ready for episode number 1 of season 4, and then we can go on and do our thing. So hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watch. I truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.